understanding the doctrine of salvation through Jesus Christ. The Lord has just laid in my heart to come and share this doctrine, which is one of the doctrine which I believe that because of it so much neglected, there is a creeping into the gospel of false teachings and heresies in the gospel that we should be propagating. And I personally believe that with the teachings of the doctrine of salvation, we will restore the dignity of the true gospel that we should be preaching through Jesus Christ. When we go through the whole book of Hebrews, we will understand how the writer wants us to understand who Jesus is and how he relates with us and what he has done for us. And he wants us to focus on Jesus all through the whole epistle of the book of Hebrews. He from chapter 1 until chapter 13, he gives us a deeper understanding of who Jesus, the Son of the living God, is. And now in chapter 5, he intensifies and talks about the high priest. He wants us to understand that Jesus is now the high priest. But now there is a verse where in chapter 5, verse 13, which has grabbed my attention. And it's in verse 13, it speaks these words. It says, "And anyone who has to drink milk is still a babe. The person does not know what is right. They do not know when they are doing something wrong." So now he is speaking with his hearers or his readers. He's saying to them that, I believe that by now you should have been knowing what we are talking about when we are talking about who this Jesus is, who this Son of God is to us. And as I've said, that the whole chapter is speaking about Jesus being the high priest. And now in this doctrine of salvation, I want us to go and deal about the doctrine of salvation through Jesus Christ. And we will be looking at it, focusing more on the tabernacle, looking at the outer court, the inner court, and the Holy of Holies. We understand that Jesus in the outer court, he is the Lamb of God, which came to take away the sin of the world. He's the lamb of sacrifice. And when we go into the inner court, we understand that Jesus is now the living bread. Not only the living bread, he is also now the light of the world. He is the word which became light. And we also understand that through his sacrifice, through him being the Son of God and dying for us, we understand that to God, he is the perfect sacrifice. He is the perfect sacrifice. And for us to be perfect sacrifices, we must also be like him. And when we go now into the Holy of Holies, we understand that Jesus, he is our high priest. And as we are going to go through the doctrine of salvation through Jesus Christ, we will be understanding what did Jesus do and what did we inherit from that which Jesus did. And now this writer in verse 13, he's speaking to his readers. He says, by now you should have been understanding. He says to them in this verse 13, he says, for anyone who does not understand these simple teachings, he will not understand what is the difference between doing something which is wrong and something which is right. He gives us an understanding that in the teachings of righteousness, or the teachings of righteousness, if we do not grasp these simple things of the doctrine of salvation, who Jesus is to us, then we will be unskillful in the word of righteousness, in the word of doing what is right. And I pray that as we go through this teaching, you will have an understanding that what did Jesus do for us? And what did we achieve? And what have we inherited from Jesus saving us from our sin? And please join us tonight as we'll be doing our first episode at 7 o'clock. It will take only 5 to 10 minutes. Just be with us from 7 until 10 past 7. And may God bless you as you come and dine with us, as we learn in understanding the doctrine of salvation through Jesus Christ. God bless you.